Hello everyone, my name is Raymond Bryant and I am your mental health coach. Today I want to talk about something this is something that I know a lot of people have struggled with that I've talked to recently, and it's also something that I've struggled with in the past before I was married. And so I want to help you understand where it's coming from so that way you can make a better decision for your relationship. Today's topic is, why do you keep going back to your ex? Yes, there are some relationships with people who've broken up and they've gotten together and reconciled. Yes, there are. I'm not gonna deny and say there aren't, but sometimes there are a lot of people who keep doing the break up, get back together, break up, get back together thing. And it just doesn't seem to work out for them. And so a lot of times people don't understand where those feelings are coming from and why they keep going back. And so today I want to address that, because if you understand why you keep going back, then you can figure out what to do to not let it happen again. I want to start out by saying that I know when it comes to relationships, everything isn't so black and white, and so they're complicated, and sometimes they are difficult to leave and difficult to figure out what to do going forward. There are a lot of reasons why people run back to their ex or go back to their ex that are quite common. Some people in relationships struggle to end it, and so they don't say the words, but they beat around the bush to get around the point. Like the point is here, they're going all the way around here and never really say what it is. Are we breaking up? Are we not? They don't like to say them because they feel as though when they say those words, they have failed at something that they feel as though they should be great at. And a lot of times that's not the case. You may be a great person to be in a relationship, just not with the person that you're with currently. I know it's crazy, but it's true. Just because you are a great boyfriend, you're a great boyfriend or you're a great girlfriend, doesn't mean that you failed as a person in a relationship. That just means that yes, you are a great boyfriend or girlfriend, but the person you're with is not great for you, and so there's no match. You're not clicking. It's not working, and you just need to end it. So the main reason that I've seen a lot of people go back to their exes is due to the fact that they aren't comfortable with their own feelings, and they aren't comfortable with uncomfortable feelings. So sadness, anger, loneliness, a lot of people aren't equipped to handle that. They don't have the coping skills needed to handle that type of emotions, those type of emotions. And so because of that, they feel as though being with their ex will be better than being single. Because when they're single, they have to think about the fact that being alone, they have to feel being sad because they broke up with this person. They have to feel this great loss because this person was probably a really great part of their life. They were hanging out with them, going to events. Now they have to go to events alone. Now they have to do things alone. Now, if they introduce them to their friends and family are gonna be like, where is this person at? And dealing with those emotions, having to deal with going out by yourself or having to explain to people what's going on. A lot of people lack the protective factors and lack the coping skills to deal with that. And so they go back to their ex because they cannot deal with their uncomfortable feelings. And so they feel as though, since those feelings are so uncomfortable, I need to go back to this person because I'd rather be with them and not feel these feelings than be by myself and feel all of this. Some of us run back to our ex because we're uncomfortable with our ex being with someone else. Now, it hurts to see your ex move on quicker than you did, if that's the situation, or it just hurts to see him move on in general. It hurts to see that. And so there are some people that feel as though because it hurts so much that they made the wrong choice. But that's not the case. Just because something hurts doesn't mean you made the wrong choice about it. For example, let's put it like this. If you ever had cavities or you had to get a tooth pulled or whatever, let's say that your tooth was hurting so much that they had to give you some antibiotics and then they had to pull out the tooth, right? There's a lot of pain that comes after when you pull that tooth out. When those medications were off, that tooth hurts. I know I've had 2 removed at this point, and they hurt like hell. But the thing about it is, even though I felt pain after they were removed, I didn't feel as though I made the wrong choice because I know what I was dealing with before, and now I no longer have to deal with that. And so it's the same thing with relationships. Just because someone has moved on and you feel hurt by that and you feel pain does not mean you need to run back to your ex. What this could mean is that you haven't fully healed from the loss of that person. You are still dealing with the fact that they are no longer there you're still grieving. And so because you're still grieving, you're still dealing with that. And when you see them move on, you feel hurt. That's okay. Just learn coping skills, try to do some self-care. That's a buzzword, but let me just break it down. Not just like go get your nails done if that's what you want to do, but do stuff that helps you build yourself up further. Meditation, yoga. Just try to do things that help you increase your coping skills and learn to calm your brain down when you're feeling these type of emotions. And you could also be hurt by seeing them move on because you're still dealing with the uncertainty. You're still dealing with the fact that you aren't sure if you should have ended the relationship or not. The main thing here is I want you to remember that it's normal to feel pain after a loss. It's normal. A lot of us, sometimes you go back to your ex because you feel as though they've changed as a person. You feel as though they have made this significant change in themselves and that they are better than they were before, and that way this time when you go back to them, it's going to be a completely different situation. You guys are going to have such a better relationship. It's going to be so much more healthier. Let's break that down, okay? So let's just say, for example, that you broke up with your ex because of communication issues, and because of these communication issues, they kept avoiding conflict. They weren't good at conflict. They kept avoiding it. You can never actually talk to them about something that was bothering you, because they just didn't want to talk to you about it. Everything was perfect in their eyes. They were the perfect person, and that was just it. Now, if it's been maybe 3-4 years, then I can understand. But sometimes it'll be like 2-3 months, somebody will get back together. Now, I'm telling you that it takes a lot of internal work to fix issues that you're dealing with, especially when it comes to communication, when it comes to things that bring barriers into a relationship. It takes a lot of internal work. There's not a quick fix. There's not a one thing fix all. There's nothing. Every person and every human mind is so complex that dealing with a lot of issues, especially issues that made the relationship break up, takes a lot of internal work. They're usually stemming from things that came from childhood, could be their attachment style, could be even their personality. So if you're getting back with your ex and it's been maybe 3 months, 4 months, they haven't really changed. So what has happened is they're putting on a front. They are giving you what you want. So they know exactly what you want. They know exactly what you're looking for. And this time they're making sure to put on a front to where they show you that it's different. Now, I would say give it a week, give it 2 weeks, and then they're right back to the normal person, because it takes a lot of internal work, and there are a lot of things in life that you cannot fake it until you make it. So we go back to our exes because of familiarity. As humans, we crave familiarity. Our minds make us want to repeat the same things. We crave what is familiar to us. And so you go back to your ex because the situation to you was familiar, even if you had to deal with abuse, even if it was emotional or psychological or physical. You go back because you're craving that familiarity. You want to you want to know what's going to happen next. We crave familiarity because we feel as though it's safer than the unknown. Now, I want to make it clear that it is okay to reach out to your ex if you have shared responsibilities. If you have shared responsibilities, then sure, it's okay to reach out to your ex. However, just try to make sure that that is the only reason why you're reaching out, and not to reach out to get back together or to ignite a flame that was there before, if it hasn't been enough time for you to even work through your things that you're struggling with, and for them to work through things that they're struggling with. So if you're still watching this and you haven't let yourself run back to your ex, let's figure out, now since we know the reasons why we keep going back, let's figure out the ways to stop that cycle. Reflect on the purpose of why you ended the relationship. Think back to the reason why the relationship ended in the first place. Remember that, because that is going to make you understand that, okay, it ended because of this. So therefore, we don't need to get back together if this is still happening, if this is the situation that's going to cause it for us to end again. It's also normal to feel lost and to grieve. A lot of times people think that when we grieve, it's just over the death of a loved one. But no, we grieve a lot of things. Moving to a new city, you grieve the loss of friends that you made there. Starting a new job, you're gonna grieve the loss of the old job and the familiarity that you had when it came to maybe you were working a 9 to 5, now you're working something completely different, 8 to 10 or whatever it may be. Maybe you were working full time and now you're part time. You are going to grieve the losses of those situations. Same thing with relationships. You're going to grieve the loss of that relationship, and it's normal to grieve the loss of that relationship. Remember to take the time to understand your emotions. The thing I suggest to a lot of people is journaling, because when you journal, you're able to write down exactly what you're feeling, and then you can look back on those things and be like, oh, I was feeling that way, or I was feeling like this. I wonder why I was feeling like that. Or, oh, I journaled this today because I would usually go to the movies with my boyfriend or girlfriend. This time I went by myself and I felt a little lonely. So I journaled why, I journaled. And so therefore, when you journal, it helps you to remember what was going on and be able to check in with your emotions and understand yourself a little better. Start to focus on your hobbies, your passions. Just put yourself out there more. Give yourself more situations to express yourself. Be more adventurous. Just do things that are you. One of the best things that can work when it comes to dealing with uncomfortable emotions, other than trying to understand them and trying to understand yourself, is distractions. Distractions are great because they help you take your mind off of what's really bothering you. So if you like to play sports, go out and play some sports. Go out and play basketball. Go out for a run with your music playing. Just go out and focus on you. And just remember to give it time. The popular phrase is time heals all wounds. And that is definitely the case with this. The more time you give to your grieving and your loss of this relationship, the better it is for you and the better it is for your mental health. Just remember to reconnect with yourself. Just remember who you are. You're a confident person. And remember to boost your self-esteem. Remember that it's okay to grieve. It's okay to grieve that loss of that relationship. And just find time to be you again. Because you were so used to being with that person. It's now time to find you again. I hope this video has been helpful for you today. If it has been, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. If you feel as though you need a little bit more help in the situation when it comes to relationships, please reach out to me at my website, book a free discovery call, and we can get on a call today as soon as possible. Get on Zoom, get on a phone call, and just find out the best ways to help you move forward. If you would like to support the channel, subscribe to my Patreon. I release content every week. You can also get your name on the end of the video with a shout out. Remember to stay tuned for more mental health tips. Until next time, I'm Raymond.
This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be.